First of all, congratulations on your admit.
So I come from a normal engineering background. So I completed my graduation in electronics and communication from NIT Surat. Post that, I worked with Oracle Finance in their banking product development team, OBP team, for close to 20 months. Then I moved on to ZS Associates, where I wanted to pursue my interest in analytics. Then I worked, supported one of their major pharmaceutical clients there. Then worked there for close to 2 years, gained uh, worked immensely in the healthcare domain. Then moving forward, then I got a offer from Novartis, then shifted to Novartis, where I was working, providing analytical support to the launch division, basically which supports the launch products for Novartis, doing analytical support to help enable a smooth launch for these products in the market.
So, why did you choose a 1 year MBA program in India?
So there are two parts to the answer to the question. So first thing is, I wanted to stay in India. Never had thought about pursuing my higher studies from abroad. So that is one thing. So wanted to pursue my higher studies from India. Secondly, I had close to 5 years of experience when I started applying for the MBA program. So I thought it was best suited for me to look out for a 1 year MBA as compared to the 2 years MBA. Apart from that, the cohort size, like let's say if you go to a 2 year MBA, the peer-to-peer learning experience that you get would be restricted, whereas in a 1 year MBA you get people with close to 7 or 8 years of experience on an average in that cohort. So the peer-to-peer learning experience that you get in a 1 year MBA as compared to a 2 years MBA was the reason I chose the 1 year MBA over the 2 years.
Supposed to write the GRE, and so did you at all compare the GRE and the GMAT and then chose the GRE, or was it the first choice? And how did you prepare for it?
So I had given GMAT once 2 years prior to when I gave my GRE. So I had once prepared for GMAT and I scored. So it, with 6 months of preparation, I had scored somewhere around 690. So then during the lockdown, when so I was just researching on the deadlines for ISB before I start applying. So I came to know that the deadline was in 2 months. The first time when I applied to ISB. So having prepared for GMAT, I didn't want to go through the same route again, spending 6 months spending preparing for GMAT. So I thought, let's give it a shot with the GRE, given that the quant side of GRE is little bit easier as compared to the GMAT. So, and the vocab, you just need to build up on your vocabulary as compared to the uh, uh, grammar things that you need to work on for your GMAT, like the sentence correction and other things. So I started preparing for GRE. So I spent around close to 4 weeks majorly working on the vocabulary. So trying to learn as many words as I could. And then the only way for you to prepare for quant is to, like, the questions are easy. So the one thing that you need to pick up in a quant while writing GRE is the speed. So the more you solve questions or basically test papers, that would help you pick up the speed to answer your GRE quant section. So that is one thing I did. I took many mock tests or the sectional tests that you get for online various portals. Basically, for quant, I took the sectional text and the sample papers. And English is basically trying to build up your vocab and try to keep on revising it on a daily basis so that you keep improving your vocab. Followed the official guide initially, and then I started following the online materials that are available, basically the words and everything. Apart from that, I took a few uh, online tests from the official guide. I took the extra tests. So the official tests that you get from the GRE sites are the most helpful to get you to analyze your scores, because those are proctored and they give you the true test feeling. So that is one thing that I took. Even the extra tests that are offered, so I gave those. Apart from that, I took some online courses from, let's say, Manhattan and everything, not the entire series, just a few couple of tests to understand where I stand given a higher standard of the questions that come in. So just to get a feel of the higher standard set of questions, I just took a couple of tests of Manhattan.
So, what was the thought process behind school selection? We have discussed it briefly in case you want to expand on it, and then going forward on the application preparation.
Yeah. So as far as my college selection, given that I was preferring the 1 year MBA and I wanted to pursue it from a tier 1 college. So basically, I was restricted by the ABC and Lucknow, and then by the ISB colleges. And given that I had given my GRE over GMAT, so I couldn't apply to the IMC program. So it was left for IMA, B, and ISB, given that they accept the GRE scores. So these were the three schools that I decided upon to apply. Basically, the IMA, B, the A PGPX program, B of EGPX program, and the ISB 1 year program. So these were the schools that I had shortlisted and the reasons for them.
What do you think are the main, points behind preparing a strong application? So, when you are looking at the application, what are the steps that one needs to take care of, and how do you prepare a strong application?
So one thing while preparing your application is basically trying to concise your full work experience that you have around close to 5 years in a word limit of close to 200 to 300 words. So that's the word limit that you get in any essay or anything. And it is basically the essay you need to build up your work experience in terms of any quality that you exhibit, basically. So let's say you exhibit a team building capabilities, but how do you link that team building capabilities to bring in your work experience that you have had over the period of 5 years, and how it helped you deliver the projects or better perform in your work that you do. So up these are the things that they look out in your applications, basically. So having a end to end knowledge of the work that you're doing. So basically, the how the work comes in, how do you put in your efforts to analyze to do that work, and how exactly the work is consumed by the end consumer. So these are the three main things that the professors or the institute looks out in every candidate while they're analyzing the essay. So that is the main thing that needs to be kept in mind.
Right. And how early did you start with the application preparation?
So in the application preparation, we started together. So I was just looking through online browsing through Quora specifically. Then I read about GOALisB. So that's when I reached out to you, ma'am, and then we started working together on our application process. So I think we started off close to 3 months before the deadline for the applications. So given that September was the deadline, we started working on our applications from around June.
Right. So that was
June
a
end or
sufficient
mid of June.
sufficient
Yeah.
time to get the stories together, and
Yes.
probably if you would have started slightly later on, you would have cut short on that particular time.
Yeah.
Right. And so there is a lot of discussion whenever somebody gets an interview call from IIM Bangalore or IIM Ahmedabad. They start reading up on the history and they start reading up on the static and the latest history. So, what is your perspective on that? How much of that is required, and in what?
So one thing is basically what the faculty that or the professors who take the interview are basically looking at is how aware are you about the course and what exactly the course offers to you, and what do you want to take out of the course that is being offered. So there's a higher weightage regarding the second part, where they want to see what exactly you want to take out from the course that they're offering to you. So for you to better understand or fine tune what exactly you want out of this course, it is for you to go through the course structure, understand the course structures, the alums, and basically what is the idea behind the institute launching this program. So understanding that would help you fine tune what exactly you want to get out of this course, because that's the main thing that the faculty uh, grills you upon or wants to understand better from you.
Just summarizing the whole past 7-8 months and the way you have approached, so what would be the tips and strategies starting from GRE preparation that you would like to suggest the people who are applying to the 1-year MBA programs?
So for people who are applying to the 1-year program, it's basically get done with your GRE or GMAT score first. Like get it done. So it might take some time for you to get it done, but get it done so that you have a reasonably good score of your GRE and your GMAT. And given that majorly they are working professionals, so try to give as many mocks as possible, because that would help you build up speed and it would also give you an idea of the knowledge, basically. So that is one thing. So once you get done with your GRE and your GMAT score, just look at which schools that you want to apply. Basically finalize your schools or shortlist your schools based on doing your own research and what exactly that you want to, what exactly are you looking out for. Post that, start looking at the essays and start working on your essays, because there are various iterations that need to undergo. Like in one of the essays, I had close to 12 or 15 iterations that we had done together, if you remember, on one particular essay. So there's huge back and forth, and at least give yourself at least 2 to 2.5 months to work on your essays. So that is the time frame that you need to keep in mind, because there are lots of back and forth that happens in your essay. Like the initial draft that you do and the final draft that brings out all your work experience with some of the key takeaways would take time. So it is always better to start off early and keep refining your essays, basically. And apart from that, try to research yourself on the college, the courses, the professors.
And,
Thank you, ma'am.
and all the best, Sandeep.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.